Start recording. Okay. It says it's recording. And then we could go like this.
Woo!
Hello and welcome. Why don't you come on in here and join us for the podcast for Empathy and Imagination? My name is Aubrey.
I am
And the volume's wicked loud.
It's wicked loud.
But that's okay, because I'm fading it out. And then we're going to do a scene transition, and we're going to be into the show. And there we are. Oh,
Whoa,
hey.
look at this. It's fancy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, man. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Yeah, happy 4th.
It's fucking Independence Day, dude.
Dude, yeah, how independent are you feeling right now?
I could be more independent.
Yeah.
Mentally. The
Yeah,
mental landscape for independence is kind of meager at this point.
Yeah. Everyone's upset.
Yeah. How you Don?
Dude, yeah, let me do something like a check-in. So I actually have already worked today.
Oh, you work today. Fuck.
Yeah, and it's just a chemical startup. I don't know if you ever did one of those or ever participated in anything like that. But when you redo pools, you fill them up for the first time with a hose. If you just leave that hose water in there, it'll destroy everything you just did to that pool.
Right.
So there's a complex deal where you got to add a bunch of calcium to the pool water. Otherwise, the water will want to fill up with calcium and pull it from the nice plaster that you just put on the walls. And water wins. I don't know any competitors to water.
Wait, what is you're putting plaster up?
Well, I don't actually. That's too hard and you need a team and stuff. But a client, somebody was like, who lives near my route, and we were going to add to our route, was like, hey, we're replastering our pool. And the construction company wants to connect with a pool company who's going to do the chemical startup. And this is, really basically, it's a lot of calcium and a lot of cyanuric acid and a lot of brushing. The rest of it is like worrying and more brushing. So like, I agreed to this in the busy season, which I'm like regretting because I didn't math out that I was going to on the 4th of July have to go work. And I was like, And the price I set for it was like the price I heard years ago for it. And I'm,
Yeah.
it's not the best deal. And it's super stressful. Dude, I have been so stressed out about this because it's like, oh, is it crumbling off? Or, oh no, is there some dust? Because it's like, I'm trying to make them a forever client. And I'm trying not to ruin their $40,000 job they just did.
Yeah, that's stressful, man.
So I've been doing, you can see I got a bunch of shit hanging off my truck. I got like boxes of filters. I have jobs booked and planned. It's like we're in the peak busy season.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy. And I really look forward to these conversations with you. So it is still all very lonely.
Yeah, you getting out today at all?
Today, actually, our good friend Evan is going to come over.
Cool.
And we're going to hang out for a few hours.
Nice.
I'm going to try not to do too much because I'm like just doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Great.
still setting up here.
Yeah. And I'm still kind of checking in. So there's this other thing too that's been like difficult to not have somebody to really talk to about it. And that is in this COVID pandemic, attempting to have a metal band is proving to be very difficult. And I think some of it at least is just the stress of our newly difficult lives being imposed upon each other as bandmates.
Yeah.
And there's like kind of crosstalk and sort of there's goal orientation conversations that don't always go well. I don't even know if the specifics really matter, but it's just like there's
Just with
sort of a perceived disagreement when in my perspective, it isn't even really if there is a disagreement, it's quite small. I would say nearly imperceptible, but it's still there. Some of the members just can't put it down. It's just
this is with the band.
yeah.
Yeah, band's is tough, man.
Yeah, so that's been stressful on top of it.
Because it's like there's so
man,
much.
I've been really fucking stressed out, kind of hoping for today, which I had to work on, of course. But I'm hoping to like have this nice podcast and maybe drink some alcohol and stare at my garden from the swing.
See, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Just I'm listening. Yeah, that's tough, man. Because bands, it's like a four-way marriage. I mean, however many people you have in the band, it's like that many people, being sort of married. I mean, think about how difficult it is just to coordinate everyone practicing on the same day.
Super difficult. And
that alone is difficult, let alone like questions of aesthetics and whatever else comes up.
Yeah, like the tightness conversation. Like how tight, or how do you measure how tight you are, or how tight are we going for? Is there that's basically sort of the conversation. It's like it's sort of a swinging at ghosts situation, because we're sort of in the middle of we decided to do 8 practices in a row with click tracks practice to kind of like see if we could tighten up essentially. And we're in the middle of that, and some of the other people in the band in the middle of this process kind of jumped back and started kind of rejudging and reblaming about the old stuff that we already decided that we were going to, that's why we were working on the new thing, but they kind of couldn't put it down. And this, and this, and this. And it's like, man, the fun here is just really dipping really low. It's really low fun to be around this kind of energy. It's like, okay, so we're trying to do this for fun, and it's like constant problem. And we make plans to work on it because we all agree it sounds good to move forward, and they're just can't drop it. There's like a belief system disagreement, which I think most bands have. I think almost every band. I was in a band once that didn't. Actually, twice. I was in 2 bands where there wasn't a belief system disagreement that is generally aesthetic and sometimes leaks into practical things.
Yeah, let alone practicing on the same day.
Yeah, let alone that when you have practice on the same day, how many wives and girlfriends are like, yeah, can you move it to Saturday? Because it would be, it's like, no, I can't move it to Saturday. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucked, man, because
it's just personalities. It's human beings.
Yeah.
The 2 bands I've been in where that hasn't happened was It's Kind of Good and Battle Elk.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There wasn't cognitive dissonance. There wasn't like a behemoth of belief difference that we like tried to figure out if we still wanted to continue even though it existed. It was like, go, 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 have fun. Oh, wow. And then in Battle Elk, it was like, go, 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 write cool songs, immediately book shows.
Yeah.
Basically steal the shows you played. And then the guys, one guy moved. So.
Yeah, I went to that one show
You saw Battle Elk at where? At the Beer Revolution?
Beer Revolution, yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, would you call that the tightest performance you've ever seen?
Battle Elk?
Yeah.
By like any band ever?
Just like, okay, music stage. How tight did it sound to you? Because you're a musician.
It sounded pretty tight.
Yeah, it was pretty tight. We
Um,
had that band had like existed for something like a year and a half total, and I think we played something like 6 shows, and I think we practiced something like 12 to 18 times total. Like that is writing all songs, getting ready for shows, rehearsing.
where did you guys practice?
A couple different places, mostly in a garage in Oakland. And we were practicing like once a week. Yeah, nice. And there was no, there was like very few even like, oh, that drum part was kind of weird. Would you mind trying this other? Like that was rare too. There was a little of that.
Hmm.
There was that, ooh, that guitar, I don't know, let's try that again, like constructive criticism, which is totally necessary.
Yeah,
But
it's
it was,
necessary, but it's hard. It's like you have to have the right personality to be able to accept that kind of
yeah, well,
criticism.
that's a skill, I think. You build up the skill to accept criticism.
Yeah.
And that's okay because you're just, you have to kind of let the guards down and realize we're trying to do something. In that instance, a 3-piece band, which makes things easier, it was like, okay, there wasn't really criticism. I mean, I guess in faint ways there was a little. It would come up a little bit, but it wasn't there. And we would talk. There wasn't like, oh man, we need to have a conversation about how tight we're going to be on stage. It was like we just practiced hard.
Yeah.
And then we had a show and took it seriously, and we're like, okay, that went well, we could do that again. And we practiced more in between, and then it was like, it was good.
So that
But
was one of the best band experiences.
it was one of the best social, I'll say there's one of two of bands I've been in that there wasn't like massive cognitive dissonance. It's like what you go into a project thinking you have kind of an idea of what's going on and what it's going to be, and then totally delete that, and then you go, okay, so here's what's available. Do you still want to do it?
Right.
Okay, it's like, well, it's way better than nothing, but the life of a musician is confusing.
Yeah, I mean, just getting five. Was it 4 people in your band? Getting 4 people together to practice. That's like challenge rating 1, challenge level 1. Then there's like somebody feel like they need to be the leader. Is there like a power struggle? That's like tier 2. Then there's like aesthetic questions, tier 3. So there's so many tiers that you cry that to just to get it fucking working, And then, I mean, there's so many variables. Like, you could practice and you think that you're ready for shows, but someone else doesn't think so. And so, how do you resolve that?
Yeah, that's kind of what we're working with, or it's not exactly that, but it's right about there.
I mean, with guest speakers, that was a constant struggle.
Yeah, there was cognitive dissonance and there was difficulty with like believing in it, and the fun would come in and out in spurts. Yeah.
I'm convinced that there's a lot of people that just don't want you to have fun. Or, I mean, it's more subtle than that. It's like they like get angry at you if you're having fun. I'm not talking about anyone specific. I just mean, in general, like if you're happy-go-lucky and having fun, people tend to be like, why is he having fun? Should be depressed like everyone else. The world sucks.
Like when you and I would make It's Kind of Good music together in the past, I can't think of criticism going on between us. I could think of going, hey, try that one more time.
Yeah. Or, oh, what about this? Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Oh, that take was cool. Why don't you do one more? That's like about as criticism-y as it got.
And it's like, is it an ego thing? Is it like fear? I don't know.
I think the other side of the argument is, well, you want to put out a not good product. And I've heard people talk about like fear of being embarrassed. Like rather do the work now to get crazily tight and and not be told by your friend on stage, "Oh man, that was pretty sloppy." See, I've never had that happen to me, and it's not like saying that I haven't been sloppy on stage, because I have,
Right. Yeah.
and that's perfect. Not. I'm
Definitely
good.
I've definitely done some dumbass things on stage.
Yeah, I've dropped. It's just I'm a musician, I'm a person. You know, it just I am good though,
Yeah.
and so good doesn't mean you don't need to practice, but good means I'm really good at recovering if I do make a mistake. Like
Right.
you might not even
That's a
like
whole.
you'll notice it, but the audience probably won't.
Right. Right.
It's just like you, even if it's a missing cymbal hit, like something like that. It's just like
Yeah.
it's okay. In 40 minutes of music, you're gonna be. It so doesn't matter. It's like yeah. So there's this cognitive dissonance. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Focus
a
on
good
fun. Focus on fun is a good
yeah. The
starting
fun.
point.
Excuse me. You and me making it's kind of good. I think was an exercise in like joy creation. And I know like we could even in this episode it'd be fun to maybe bust out one of those tunes. I know you've got Vampire. The ending gets really fucking weird.
Yeah. The ending's
But,
kind of goofy.
yeah, but the first 2/3 of it are pretty amazing.
And we just like did it, recorded it, quote unquote, put it out, and it's fun. It's kooky. It's got mistakes and fuck ups, and the end is like not even very good. But who cares?
When we did the music video with that for the season 1 of the Bike Order Warriors, the ending that got really weird was cut off, so like it was essentially perfect.
Yeah, it needs to like fade out or just stop abruptly at the end. When you're on your deathbed, are you going to be thinking like, oh, I really shouldn't have put that song out, or I shouldn't have posted that story that I wrote on my blog?
Yeah.
Or are you going to say, God, I should have finished that fucking, not even finished, but just finished in the sense that you've like let it go.
Yeah.
Right? Perfection is the enemy of the good. Is that the cliche?
Perfection is the enemy of the good.
Or something like, if you're trying to be perfect, you'll just wait forever.
Sounds like a chest tattoo. Perfection
Yeah.
is the enemy of the good.
With the like stylized lettering. Because you can't be perfect, and nothing is perfect. So you have to embrace the imperfections. Plus, nobody cares. I mean, get over yourself. No one's listening to your song like, oh, dude, this fucking guy is not very good on drums. He's not very good on bass.
They're going like, oh, they tried. Oh, that part's cool. And then they like, when I go to bands, I'm like, dude, that wasn't as tight as I expected it to sound, although I've never heard this song before.
Yeah. How many times have you seen a band and been like, well, drummer missed that cymbal choke. Pretty lame. I'm not going to buy their albums anymore. I mean, people care, but they don't care as much as you think. Like
they're more happy that you're there.
Like if you embarrass yourself in public, the next day, nobody cares. I mean,
you get to try again.
No one's like going home, and it's just not that. It's not a big thing. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I get it. Musicians are, they're hard to work with because they're inherently artistic and creative.
Yeah. Isn't intelligence a combination of creativity and something else that's good? I don't know. All right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good check-in, man.
Yeah, I mean, that got deep. So
Yeah.
I think we got a helicopter or airplanes overhead here. But I'm curious about like a check-in from you. What have you been feeling and thinking? You surviving?
Cooking a lot of chili. We got this crock pot, making a lot of chili. Just throw odds and ends in there. Fucking eat it. Trying to get the garden going, although it's still challenging because it just takes a while to get practice at gardening. It's not
Yep.
like you just water it and that's it. You have to learn. So still in the learning phase of gardening, and feeling good, I guess. It's like a weird time to be alive.
Yeah.
Some new downloads. I mean, I think people are waking up to the fact that you're being manipulated pretty much 24/7, and you can self manipulate, meaning you can choose what you pay attention to, and thereby program yourself for different feelings and emotions. Feeling like missing the jamming, biking, exercising, like not doing much in terms of exercise. I was swimming every day, but obviously the gym closed, so I can't do that. I might go for a bike ride today, though. Oh, and everything's closed. Every campsite's closed.
Really?
Like, you can't fucking go anywhere.
Have you been on Hip Camp? Because there's a lot on Hip Camp, COVID ready.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we went with that geodesic dome.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, state parks and just, like, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just bike somewhere and like, camp.
Yeah.
It's just hard to find any place that's available to do that. So, I'm missing the biking, the jamming. It's all creatively not doing as much as I would like.
Your band is not like meeting. You and your brother and the dudes.
No. It's like someone will come up with a riff and someone else will record something over it, and it's very piecemeal. So there's a lot of fear.
Is that fear? Who has fear?
Well, just in the world, there's a lot of fear and uncertainty. AINTY. A lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, it's tough. And it's like just not having the social interaction with people is hard.
Yeah, I hear that.
Not that I was super social, but just being able to see family and stuff. It's a bit of a challenge. But other than that stuff, everything's going pretty great.
How's your body doing?
Body's doing good. It's getting a little fat. It requires, once you get over like 40, it requires heroic acts to get back in shape. Get in shape again. Yeah. So, feeling like a fatso over here.
Got that. Have you been on a scale?
I do. It's like 180. Just 185. Like way too much. My ideal fighting weight's like 155, 160.
That would be your fighting weight, like 160?
Probably, yeah. Oh. So I'm like basically obese at this point.
I wouldn't say that.
I was looking at, I was reading this article about hair transplants or grafting. Basically like 20 grand. That's what Elon Musk did it. I think he did the 20 grand plan. It's weird though, so they take patches from your like back and sides. So I guess like those will never, like you never go bald on the back and the sides for some reason. So they take it from the back and put it on the top, and it's kind of, it's kind of patchy. I guess African Americans, it's easier because it tends to grow in denser. But my hair is pretty thin, so I'd probably have to do a few sessions.
You thinking about doing a little bit of getting some hair going?
I was just I just happened upon an article about this guy describing the experience, and I was like, huh. You don't say. I don't think I would ever do it though, but it's good to know how much it costs and what the experience is like. They basically like numb your entire scalp and then like have this micro needle and they like cut little patches. It's a whole process. It takes like 18 months fully, be back to a normal set point.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's a big investment.
Yeah. I mean, if I won the lottery or something, maybe. But it's also like then there's the whole question of, well, now you have to like take care of your hair again. I'm so used to not doing that.
How's your skullet going now?
It grows pretty slowly. I mean, this is as long as it is.
Well, man, I would love to see the full thing.
I mean, it's not even that long. It's crazy. Although I guess I was fully shaved before, so.
Yeah.
Just need to be. I think if I exercised more, it would grow in quicker too.
Really? Maybe testosterone.
Yeah, and I guess they give you like part of the treatment is whatchamacallit, growth hormone.
HGH.
Yeah, I think, or maybe minoxidil has some of that in it or something. Mild steroids. Hair transplant. It's not even transplant. It's like grafting. So.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's just weird. The whole everything that's going on is just so bizarre. Getting rid
I think
of
everyone's a little depressed, maybe.
Yeah, and it's just everything seems so rigged too,
Yeah.
Like, so it's you gotta escape somehow. You gotta get out of the. It used to be that you could sort of get away from like politics and news, like you could just sort of get away from it. But now the feedback loop is so crazy intense. No matter where you look, it's like it's just constantly the same message.
A comedian was saying, I was watching some stand-up last night, and he was saying like, the news used to come on like 3 times a day, and that was it. Then other shit would happen, and then they would report it on the news. Like, but news is now never not on.
Right.
In hundreds of thousands of ways all the time. So it's like it doesn't give any time for anything to happen.
Yeah. Or you like everywhere you turn, not even just the news. Like you go to the bike shop and it's like, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd. You go to like you look at your utility bill and it's like COVID-19. We stand with Black Lives Matter. There's no escaping the fucking whatever's currently happening. Every corporation has to tell you about it. You can't just have a corporation like providing you internet or yeah, we're your gas company, we're giving you gas. It has to be like there's this political message now and you have to sign on to it or else people will shut you down. So
yeah, that's a bummer. And they were talking about why all these corporations immediately jumped on all at once, all at the same time, and it's essentially protection.
You're right. You have to hedge your bets because if you're not constantly virtue signaling the current narrative, then you're a target.
Yeah, and they might break your buildings.
So you have to constantly be yes sir, yes sir.
What
yes.
happened to Chaz?
Yes. I suck. I'm guilty. Chaz imploded. Yeah. Didn't it? Chaz?
Can we look it up and talk about it?
Sure. I think the mayor disbanded it just recently. I mean, it was a bad sign when they rebranded themselves from Chaz to Chop. That was the...
They changed the name?
It's like... Chaz was pretty good. Chaz was pretty sexy as a name.
What does Chop mean?
Chapel Hill... opportunity something. shop. But, you know, it's funny, like, no police in there. So immediately, whoever has guns rises to power and becomes an enforcer. Then there's, like, deaths, shootings. What do we got here? Okay, 5:28 a.m. on July 1st, Seattle Mayor issued an executive order declaring gathering in this area unlawful. Blah, 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 blah. More than 100 police officers with the help of the FBI moved into the area and warned people that if they remained, they would be subject to arrest. By day's end, 44 people had been arrested.
Why did it break down? What happened socially, or like they didn't have enough food? Do you know what happened?
I think that it might have been like a political play. I think it was maybe a smart move. The mayor just lets it go, and just sort of sees what happens, and then once there's deaths, then you got to start like cracking down.
I think it was really smart to let it happen, actually, too. Now that, even think about it from a conservative perspective, because like the conservative perspective while it was going was like the Tucker face. You know, he was just like, you are gonna let this happen? It's just like, dude, look, you let him try a little spot, eats its own fecal matter, and falls down. This is gonna discourage other people from trying to do other chases because they let it happen for a week.
Yeah. And so I was for it. Test small. We tested small. It was a fucking disaster. Now we know. It didn't even last as long as Burning Man.
Yeah.
So that tells you something. I mean, I guess Burning Man does have law, you know, rule of law. There's like cops there and stuff, but.
Yeah. But the Rangers really run the place. The Rangers are part of the community. That's
right. So I guess it was a failed experiment, but it was an experiment nonetheless, which I think was good.
Yeah, people trying things. Yeah, it's like you don't want to be too poo-pooey on people making attempts at things that fail. If we're all on the same team, you know, it's kind of like, okay, well, how about we try a resource-based human autonomy zone that is a few circular miles, and let's try that out for a little while, huh?
Yeah.
It would take a lot of resource startup. There's, you know, there's definitely cost, but whenever you're going to build a town, what are you going to do it for free? It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's got to be some injection of initial.
Yeah, so basically, we need to get autonomous systems going, or you know, restorative agriculture, renewable energies of different types, renewable energy storages of different types, which is kind of a different topic. You know, we would need, of course, community spaces. We need private spaces. We would need like activity spaces and rest spaces, like both. There would need to be spaces for nature.
Yeah, need like kid friendly.
Yeah, there's like areas where kids can, you know, be totally kids and all the things. Old people too. Be areas for old people to be really old.
Right.
And they're not going to be bothered by punk kids and their blasphemous heavy rock music. You know, it's like you can plan all that out. And I think that'd be cool to try. And I know civic engineers are like, I do that all the time. But they're more like write letters to constituents about getting a wheelchair ramp. I'm more like, would like to do like, I don't know, 100 acres.
Yeah, 100 acres is a good number.
100 acres circular. And see what we could do.
Yeah, I think a good one cool thing to test would be if you had like young-ish people who maybe 18 to, you know, college-age kids who want to move out of their house, so they don't want to live with their parents, but maybe they could live with senior people who maybe are feeling a little lonely and just want, you know, company and stuff. And that way it's like, it's not your mom or dad or grandma. It's just like an old person, but...
It's a cool idea. So like you're kind of like getting ready to fly the coop but you still got a year and a half before you really can. But there's a bunch of seniors who could use company, and maybe you took the trash out. Okay,
Yeah, you take the trash out. You like go get groceries or whatever.
yeah, or even just order them. You know, you don't have to go get shit anymore. You could just
Right.
literally take the trash out
Yeah.
and wipe some surfaces down. Just be a cool person about it. Yeah, that's a cool idea. And
Test
maybe
it.
there's some kind of stipend or something. I don't know, like some encouragement for such an activity. Or maybe it's like it counts as points for your degree or points, credits.
Yeah, or it's just cheaper, or yeah, something. Lots of things that we could test small and see if they work.
Yeah.
Chaz, we know, doesn't work.
But like a universal basic income, the Andrew Yang model of $1,000 per adult per month in every state all at once. Do you think that would be a bad idea, or what do you think?
I think we'll probably have to go UBI at some point, but I think a good way to see if it would work is just test. Again, test it small somewhere. Maybe a populous, like a coastal city rather than some midwestern city. Maybe try, like all of Massachusetts, because you have
Yeah.
sort of the inland, rural-ish people, and then you have the coastal liberals.
Yeah.
Just try it out.
How many about people are in Massachusetts? Like a couple million?
Yeah, I know it's one of the most densely populated cities, Boston, but yeah, a couple million.
How do you stop everyone from moving there?
You would have to have some sort of like cutoff.
Yeah, so like if you
Like
just moved there,
if you're a permanent resident as of today, you'll get UBI.
yeah, yeah,
But that's a good point, because if a state declared that it was going to do UBI, that might be good for its economy. Tons of people moving into it. So like you could test it on a state that has a shitty economy.
like Kentucky. But
Right.
we should agree we should do a coastal city because we won't really see the same effect in a rural city. I
Yeah.
think maybe we should do more like a Raleigh or something.
Yeah, like South Carolina, North Carolina.
Yeah.
I was sort of rooting for Chaz. I was sort of hoping that they could like pull it together and no one would get killed. Because to me, it was like once someone got killed, it was like, you failed. But
Yeah. I mean, death is always nice to avoid.
yeah,
Chop Chaz.
I mean, what else? Statues coming down. It was all the same shit, right? Statues coming down.
Well, we just need museums.
Everyone's a racist.
Yeah, everyone's a racist thing. I think that the cracks are starting to show on that because now it's not even just Trump supporters. It's just everyone that doesn't obey the specific mandate. It's like, well, hold on a minute.
Yeah, you have to constantly be kowtowing, apologizing, and saying how you're guilty. It's just,
Yeah.
For me, it's like if you can measure it, then you can solve it. So, if you can measure something, you can, sort of the parameters of what is a success and what's a failure. And a lot of the current quote unquote problems that we have are not measurable. And so therefore, think about like war on drugs, right? How do you measure when that war is won? You don't, because or a war on terror.
Yeah.
It's intentionally ambiguous. You can't measure it. There's no way to say, okay, now we're at an end point. We've done it.
Well, I think you could measure it if you were to be making gains, like at the war on drugs, for example. Like you could go, if the war on drugs was being successful, you would be stopping drugs from coming in the country, and then people just wouldn't be doing drugs. It's just because they couldn't get them. That would be,
Right.
That's like the win. Is like people can't get drugs.
Yeah. And I think maybe they measured the wrong thing, which is number of people incarcerated for drugs, which is not the right measurement. But yeah, if you could measure how much drugs are coming in versus how many incarcerations, then you could sort of you could have a better idea of, hey, is this working or not? But think about the war on terror. It's even more insidious because what is terror? Right? Drugs, at least you sort of know what the sample space is. Like, okay, these are drugs. But terror, it could just be anything.
The war on terror
It could just be
is
anything.
terror. Well, it's terror. The war on terror is terror. Because what you're saying is, hey, I'm the strongest motherfucker in the world. And anyone who tries to scare me, I'm scaring you right now.
Yeah. So what's our new war?
Okay, I think first I think we need to throw up the white flag. Drugs won.
Yeah, drugs won.
Drugs won. The war's over, drugs won. We declare the war over and that drugs won. What that means is not everyone has to take drugs, but you can no longer criminalize personal use of drugs. And we need to regulate and test all drugs.
Yeah.
And then you need to have real information, and there should be some heavy discouragement, I think, in some places. Heavy.
Yeah, because heroin's so deadly and shitty.
Crack, meth,
fentanyl, crack.
So especially at the age like 14, 15, say you're having them, it's like, you just really,
yeah.
There should be, I think there could be an age limit, although I don't know, have interesting thoughts about age limits in general. Not, of course, for like age of consent, more like voting and driving and stuff.
Yeah, I think if you're over like 65, you should just have carte blanche. Should be able to do any drug you want.
Yeah.
You know, like you've lived your life, you paid your dues.
You want to die on crack? Go ahead.
Like, the only thing you have is your body, your mind and your body. It's the only things you really own. So you should be able to do anything you want with them. You should be free to have totally stupid ideas, and you should be free to damage your body.
Yeah.
As much as you want.
Because if you damage your body to death, well, then that is sad for us because you're now gone. But who are we to play God? Like, who said my morals? Like, what if that person was trying to cure cancer and 2 people died, but then they cured cancer? It's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I don't know either.
If we could cure every cancer for 2 human lives, people would be like, I think a couple of people would raise their hand and be like, I'll do it.
I think so, yeah. Let's see.
I would. My life's pretty cool, but I think a few people would be like, nah, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Okay.
I got people to take care of. I got kids to raise. So I can't do anything that brave.
Just think about being on the space station right now. Like, do the world's problems don't even touch you, you know?
Space station.
It's all kind of depressing if you let it get to you. And I think the key is to kind of check out, stay off social media, dial it back big time.
Yeah, agreed. Yes, and talk to your friends on Zoom like we're doing now, or meet them in person occasionally. Even just one person.
And when you meet them, don't just start arguing about politics right away.
Yeah, you should laugh about some others.
Although chances are you'll all agree on everything because you all watch, NPR, New York Times, CNN.
Right.
But
dude, man, yeah, New York Times and the stranglehold it has on people's belief and their belief of experts and truth. It's just it's not like it's all bad. It's just there's been a few handful examples of things they've put out that are like very much not in the interest of good.
Yeah, they seem anti-tech. Of course, anti-Trump, anti-right-wing, anti-conservative.
Well, the Trump he demolished Fox News. He said Fox News downhill, no good.
Yeah, he bought Fox News without even paying a penny. Uh,
Hmm.
and the incentives for news has changed. We talked about this, I think, but there's no longer ad revenue supporting articles that give you factual takes on things. Now it's just okay. Here's our narrative. This is what we're going with. Make it sensational so we get a lot of clicks. That's sort of the new model, and the internet is it's because of the internet that the model has changed to just pure clickbait, and I don't know how to get around that. I don't know if there's any solution other than just pay attention to like individuals who are trying to do journalism just on their own, rather than these institutions that have massive narratives that they're trying to prop up and stuff. There's no easy answers. I don't know, because then it's like, well, you have everyone's bias. So if you follow independent journalists, is that reliable? And it's really like you have to follow both sides
Well, I think it goes
and
back to
just come to your own conclusions.
yeah, I believe that comes back to my band drama problem. Cognitive dissonance is real, and it's not infinite, but there's definitely several positions, and they all seem real to the person experiencing them. And it's like, I think the point is to just kind of just know that, and have experience working with people who just do not believe what you believe, but you can still work together. It's like the whole like you have to believe what I believe for us to coexist thing is like, no. That's what's great about humans is you can't actually squash out culture as long as you don't kill all the people.
Yeah, and
Culture is both. We are individuals first, but we are group identified to like our community. But then, of course, we're American, and then, of course, we're human.
yeah,
It's like there's a hierarchy, sort of.
and there's no. I lost my train of thought. If you lived in a world where everyone thought as you do, that would just be a nightmare. It'd be like a hellish nightmare because no one would ever be challenged. No one would ever have to like think about things from first principles. I mean, who wants that? It's like
Yeah.
I don't want my girlfriend to have every single opinion that I have because it would just be boring. you know,
Yeah,
like
but it's like you don't want too much spice. You want her to like you want to have some of the same opinions, so you can sit on a couch together, right?
yeah, like value wise, values can align, but like
Yeah, yeah,
opinions
okay.
about my favorite band, like I don't need my girlfriend to have the same favorite band as I do
No.
because I want to learn and grow and be challenged.
Yeah,
But
values. I agree with the value alignment. You don't necessarily have to have opinion alignment. Like I would say, I mean, even you and me have amazing crossover of, you know, uh, cognitive alignment and even opinion parallels. And we still have things that we have different beliefs on.
yeah, it doesn't
It's like,
impede our ability to work together and create music.
or anything. It doesn't beat anything. It's like, it could be an occasional fun conversation if we wanted it to, but it's like, whatever. And it's, yeah, we need maybe that shirt we talked about, maybe looking for imperfect allies.
Oh yeah,
That's right. Something like that. Or seeking, or like my real life friends list, it's too short. I mean, I don't know. Seeking imperfect allies.
yeah. Seeking new haters.
Yeah, new haters. I have a couple haters, but it's not heavy.
Yeah, I mean, people are gonna hate you no matter what.
Yeah, even if you're super cool, there's just still some people that are not like it.
Yeah, especially if you're having fun.
Yeah.
That's a no-no. I mean, think about Dan Bilzerian, how much shit he gets.
Ooh, yeah, he's having a lot of fun, or maybe not. It looks like he is, but
Looks like he is.
thing is that kind of lifestyle can only be fun for a few years, and then it's like, okay, man,
Yeah,
what up?
anything for too long that's the same. It's just
But that's up to him. I
becomes
mean,
a
he
hellish
can do
thing.
it for 5 years, stop for 2 years, and do it for 5 years. I mean,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
riding in boats, making love to models, selling marijuana at a corporate level. So mostly boats and taking drugs, mushrooms and stuff, just
Oh, okay.
tripping with hot ladies. It's
Yeah, I
kind of
actually
his
don't
life.
even know that much about him, but I've just seen like a few Instagram posts.
Well, yeah, yeah, he has the business and he has the model for the business, and it's a cannabis business, and it's mostly on yachts. And then he goes on islands from the yachts and takes mushrooms with these models.
I mean, it sounds like it'd be fun for like a week
But
for me.
then but you could almost do. It could be like this: if you do it for a week and you come back and you go to work, but then like 2.5 months later, you go back and do it for 10 days.
Yeah, something like that. Some kind of
Yeah,
mixing it up a little bit.
yeah, yeah. I like that idea, like strange intervals of like life movement, and I could see as we can. I don't feel like the world is using all of my potential
Hmm.
to create betterment for the planet. And I think in the future, more skills of more people will be used. Like less will be wasted on human greatness, I believe, in the future. I think there will be a bigger sail catching more of it through technology, essentially.
Hmm.
And I think it's sort of starting now, but it's still like a lot of people are sitting at home spinning their wheels, but other people are like ingenuing things. They're like, solving stuff, starting things, figuring things out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, open the economy. Okay, go ahead.
There was all this pressure, uh, oh, if you're not, if you're not learning something or improving, then you never wanted to improve in the first place. And it's like people are fucking scared, man. It's not that easy. It's like there's so much uncertainty, doubt, fear. And, it's hard to just okay. I'm gonna write my novel now.
Yeah.
When just all these other question marks going on, people don't know if they're gonna be employed, if they're gonna catch coronavirus. Um, if you go out and protest, you're immune to coronavirus. But if you go out to a funeral, then you're susceptible, which makes sense. Not. Um,
Yeah. You know the indoor outdoor thing?
well, it's almost like if you have the right beliefs, then you're immune.
Yeah.
That's sort of like where we're headed in a fucked up way. If you're gonna vote for Biden, then you're immune to COVID.
Yeah, that's kind of the message.
I wish they would just say it so that you could just hear how ridiculous it is. But
But they wouldn't because that's not the thing. But
that's sort
really,
of implied, yeah.
the Democratic Party, Biden is the corporate party. I mean, both parties are the corporate party, but like wherever the Republicans weren't corporate, the Democrats picked it up, and that's where all the money is. So it's like it's really
Yeah.
just corporate. So we have a capitalopathy, capitalopathy.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing. It's like a biggest power grab in history, and you know, you realize how fucking utterly powerless most people are.
Who do you think the VP is going to be for Biden?
Probably Kamala Harris, which is probably a smart move.
I do think he's going to win if he does that,
It's a smart move in the current sort of political environment where
which is all he needs.
you got woman, African
Okay.
American, so bonus points. Yeah.
I think that would seal his victory. I do think that's what will probably happen.
It's
I
fucked that
think
we're.
that
Go ahead.
I think it would be better than Trump, but the like voting for the lesser evil narrative is the undoing of us, and we've heard it now too many times in a row for it to be a quick strategy anymore.
Yeah.
So the whole winner take all two party system thing is like that's starting to bubble over. I seriously think, I think I said this last time, if we got the admiral and Andrew Yang to run independent, Admiral President
Oh
Yang
yeah,
Biden.
wasn't that Brett Weinstein's idea?
Yeah,
Weinstein. Okay.
Weinstein.
That was Brett Weinstein's idea. Like,
Yeah.
but you gotta. It's so hard to break into the two-party system.
Well, then
But
don't.
yeah, I would vote for that. Someone who's like almost reluctant to be president. You know,
Yeah.
he's like, well,
Like the slogan should be "Fine, I'll do it."
yeah, like it's my duty. The
Yeah.
people, if the people want it, it's my duty. Not, oh, I'm a rotting ventriloquist dummy. Just basement Biden. That's crazy. Like two 70-plus-year-olds. That's what we have to choose from. How fucking crazy is that?
Yeah. Two people approaching 80.
I mean,
Yeah.
I hope that it's just the last of this fucking boomer tyranny.
Well, they're hanging on really tight.
And they
You're
just
really-
and they just rolled up so much power and money. Probably
They're hoarding.
because it's the last gasp. I hope. I mean,
they're hoarding it. Like in the scenes we're talking about, the hoarding by the baby boomer and partially also the silent generation, which was right before them. And yeah, the hoarding. This is the hoarding too. It's Biden and Trump taking it all regardless, and it's boomers anyway, and oh well, and more of that, and boomer thinking, and colleges and administrators of colleges and corporations and their boomer owners are all going to keep boomer profiting.
yeah.
It's just like if
no escape.
Biden wins, it's like that, the clasping and condensing and hoarding of wealth of the people over the age of 65. It's like gonna go more.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I mean, the middle class has already been completely crushed, especially minority middle class. Absolutely. I mean, the looting and the riots, it's affected minority middle class and minority poor the worst, the most. It's hard to even see how that's productive.
Well, because it's productive for me, not for us. It's me.
But here's $1,200.
$1,200
Shut
will
up.
go fuck itself, man.
Yeah.
That, like, ooh.
I was looking at Coinbase, which is a custodian of where you can buy Bitcoin, and right after the stimulus check came out, they released like some numbers, and it was like number of purchases in Bitcoin that equal $1,200, and it was like this huge spike. So everyone, like, lots of people got their stimulus check and just turned it around and bought Bitcoin with it. It's like, there you go. That's a middle finger to the system for sure.
Yeah, that is.
But
That's like-
who knows if Bitcoin will work out or just fail.
But it's like taking money from the church and going and buying drugs with it.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. What else do we got? Oh, there was I don't know where the article was, but heard something about a transnational bike path,
Whoa.
or like that there's somewhere in the works, or it's being worked on now, a bike trail that would just go all the way across America.
Wow.
Think about how great that would be. If there were no cars, you never had to ride you never had to share the road with cars.
It'd be wonderful. I would hope they would make a grid of that
Yeah.
across America.
Yeah, so you could like you could like get to every state and never have to share the road with cars. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So what's the rule? Bicycles, scooters, skateboards, is it human powered devices?
Yeah, I mean, people would be using e-bikes,
Yeah, that's okay.
but I think
Is it maybe human power only? Maybe that's the thing.
Yeah, or like top speed type situation.
Yeah, top speed 20 kind of a thing.
Yeah.
25. Okay. What have you seen those human powered bicycles that fly? They're airplane.
Human powered airplane?
Yeah, have you seen those?
I don't think so. Recent thing?
No, no, this old. This is like from 70s. They're I think they needed a little bit help taking off, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe if there was enough of a drop off it would work.
What is
But
it like?
no, you're using your legs. And there's you've seen the one in the gymnasium when they're doing arms and legs,
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah.
CrossFit guy, and there's all and it's like lifting up a little bit. You've seen that.
Right.
No, no. This is like a glider with a person in it, and the person is spinning a very geared up, propeller of an airplane and like steering it and flying with his power.
Huh.
Yeah. Is right. It's really cool. I would allow those as well on this trail to land and take off. Because I mean, just give me. All right, I'm landing here. Give me a couple feet.
You need like an inflatable, like you need like a airbag suit
Yeah,
just in case you fall. It's like this big
yeah,
bubble. Yeah. Like how satellites land on Mars. It's just this fucking soccer ball that surrounds it.
that's a good idea. It'd be like a vest you'd wear. That it would, if it felt you moving at a certain rate towards with the gravity, it would just
Right. If your acceleration gets too high, it opens up. Maybe it has
that
an
would suck
altimeter
really
built
low.
into it.
Yeah, an altimeter and acceleration. You just wouldn't want it to go off if you're doing a super cool like skid.
Right. Stunts.
Yeah. Oh man,
So
that's crazy.
what's Rebecca doing?
She's down in Salinas with the kids. They are going for 4th of July fun, and I was slated to go after work yesterday, but I was like, nope. Fucking, I've been burning the candle at every end and at the middle, and doing a lot of extra shit. Not the business is going crazy, but there's also the band twice a week, and then there's the farm stuff going on, and it's like, so I'm like, today I'm doing what I want to be doing, and it's going to be a lot more of this. Me sitting. I like have so much I could do and like kind of want to do, but I'm like,
So what do you see? How do you see the band thing going?
yeah, I see like just everyone relaxing and realizing that the stress of this is not all real,
Yeah.
and that the problem of worry is process and goals. I think you might call it systems. And
There's different ideas about what the goal should be.
the different ideas now, if it's kind of like, I don't think anyone is going to miraculously change their cognitive association. I think cognitive, like, because your cognitive seat is pretty sat, and I think those things change slowly over time. And I don't know. It's just, I guess it's like, can everyone live and work in a world with cognitive dissonance, or do you demand that everyone has the same cognitive seat? And it's like, I don't have that demand.
Right.
The thing is, I might adjust the 2 days a week thing, especially now. It's like,
That's kind of it is pretty aggressive.
it's for big. It was to like discover where we really were as far
Right.
as tightness. But then COVID, but then the guitarist got sick, but then it was vacation, but then.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of waiting, and then we have this recording we're working on slowly. I could be rehearsing for the next song. I think we're gonna finish the 6-song recording.
Next weekend, right?
No, it's going to be an extremely long time.
No,
At the
next
pace,
week. Next weekend is your brother's thing.
no, it's canceled.
Oh,
He canceled it. Too much COVID, he said.
yeah, that's smart. It's it's a safe thing to do.
Yeah. So we'll just be staying here and I'll be working. But except for I'm going to take that Monday off, which is unusual. Yeah. Really going crazy. Busy season. Go, go, go.
Yeah, summer's more busy.
Oh my gosh. You know,
Yeah.
everything breaks in the summer and everyone wants, they're like, oh shit, it's a little messed up. I want it to be good. And then they call like now when summer's already going.
Yeah, they
And
didn't
it's
use it
not.
the rest of the year, and then they want to just like step into it and for it to be perfect, and
Right.
it's
There's the
not.
green pool cleanup. It was someone called me like, oh, we have this pool. It's got a vinyl thing and it's a can't see the bottom. It's black. And I go over there and I go, wait, I looked at this before and the vinyl was torn and the water was black. And I was like, look, I can't help your black pool because your vinyl's torn. You need to fix your vinyl. And then, so they went on, drained the pool, had the vinyl totally repaired, refilled it with water, started from scratch, and then let it go completely black again. And then called me. And they were like, yeah, can you do this? And I was like, yeah, it's going to cost this. And I get there and their filter is like a joke. And I go, look, you need a new filter. This isn't filtering much. Like, you need a real one. And I talked
It's
them
like
into
this,
it. And
like filter like this big.
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
that'd be fine.
yeah, it should be fine, right?
Yeah,
Actually, you're not that far off. It was a little bigger than that. And
you need one of those big ass fucking
yeah, the beige
100s,
one. Yeah. We did a 320. That's what I did.
320.
Actually. Put a 320 in, which is great for a small pool. And lo and behold, guess what? The water cleared up.
Huh?
And I put the mud on the bottom and I vacuumed the mud out and I took all the leaves out and I got it all set. And I go, okay, so you guys need a pool cleaner and regular service. And they're like, we got it. No, thank you. And I'm like, see you next year.
Yeah.
About this time for about a couple $100 more. Okay, great. So it's basically like you're paying for full service all at once. That's what they're doing.
Mm.
Or all at once. It's like, damn, what a choice.
It's good for you.
I guess. Yeah.
You'd rather have it just on a steady maintenance thing, so it doesn't get so gnarly.
Both. I'd rather pay for them to fix it and then have them stay in the steady thing.
Yeah.
And then if they need a pump, I'll replace it. But their pool stays nice.
Yeah. Cry.
I get it. It's a real service. And it's, oh, here's the thing. I did think about you, but only briefly because it was like, well, that's not going to fucking work. There's this, we have a couple extra pools. Not extra, but like, we've now got more than 60, like 62 or so. And there's a group of 2 commercials and 4 other clients. One was a double client, so it's like 5. You could do it, a human could do it in 5-6 hours, one day a week.
Oh, like one commercial client.
So like 2 commercial clients and 5 or 4 location residential clients. A person could do that in 4-5 hours, and their monthly income would be about $1,300. And I could sell this to somebody right now for about $12,000. That's like 9 months of income.
Right.
Because I've got the steady relationship going. I just hand you the contracts and you immediately begin earning the money. So it's kind of like I could sell a little turnkey 1 day a week side job to somebody right now. That would be convenient for me because they're like extraneously located.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Could you just sell it to somebody on like Craigslist or?
We'll try.
I mean, it'd have to be, yeah, you'd have to be somebody trustworthy, obviously, and like
Yeah,
that whole
yeah, we
issue.
wouldn't just take anybody is the thing.
Yeah.
So I think we will list it on Craigslist and kind of see what the response is. But I have a feeling this job, I mean, you could take that and then you could add more clients. You could, advertise and stuff. And like,
Yeah.
I mean, you could make it a more of a thing if you wanted to, or you could just keep that 1 day a week, a little side gig, pretty lucrative.
Yeah.
Store some chlorine in your Honda Civic. You don't need a truck. You can
That's
do it
right.
on a car.
Your motorcycle.
You could do it on a motorcycle. Could.
Big
I've
fucking
actually thought
pool
about,
net sticking out.
well, they have the telescoping, and then you could do the dry chemicals, and you could be storing chemicals at there. You could work around with a motorcycle. It's more riding though, for sure. With the truck, which actually, since I've talked about it, I'll take the look real quick. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
It's got all kinds of shit hanging out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like boxes of stuff in the back.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
So you're just gonna chill out today, hang out?
Yeah, I think Evan's gonna come over and we're just gonna sip on some Trulies and maybe order some Indian food.
Nice.
Could barbecue something. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of miss not having like some kind of fire pit grill situation.
Oh, you don't have any kind of fire pit?
No, actually the neighbors right next door, they have like a little yard with a fire pit. I always look over there like, little jellies of that.
Go knock on the door, bring a 6-pack and a thing of wood, and be like, hey.
That's what I told Claire. I was like, yeah, we just bring a 6-pack over there and ingratiate ourselves immediately. Do you got any fireworks?
Nope.
Are they illegal?
Completely.
Where do you have to go? Nevada to get some?
Yes. Or you could probably get them in other counties. But like, how Berkeley Marina does their big thing every year?
Yeah.
It's off. Not happening. They've been blowing up fireworks every night since the George Floyd protests.
Yeah.
And it freaks out Loki.
Oh, even in Pinole they're doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Weird. Getting you habituated to hear gunshots. Good.
Yeah. Something like that.
Keep you up at night, keep you on edge, make you stressed, afraid.
They do it the same time every night. It's like usually like 9 o'clock or something. 9:30. It's usually just a few bangs and then it stops.
Cray. Well, I might go to the beach tonight.
What? You have a beach?
Might go patty at the beach.
What party? You gonna wear a mask?
Yeah, I'm gonna fill my mask with sand. Put it on. I don't know. My brother's just saying, hey, you want to go to the beach tonight? And part of me is like, yeah. But part of me is like, I don't want to go to the beach super late and just like,
Before we get too late here, I think what would be really cool to do is try to add Adam onto this call. Talk about Burning Men. Burning Gents.
Yeah. Burning Men. Yeah, give him the... oh, yeah, you could just audio him or...
Probably do both.
Send him the link and whatnot. Be right back.
Cool. This message is brought to you by Final Point.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 818-917-1770 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Yo, bro, we're going to beep out your phone number there. But, hey, we're doing the podcast and we wanted to check in with you about Burning Gents week. And you join the Zoom call. Okay, great. Text to Zoom. Let's see if that'll do anything. All right, actually, I need to get something to drink here.
Hey Mom, what's for dinner?
Well, I was thinking of making some gelled meat casserole.
But we had that for breakfast.
Well, how about a nice big stack of salt pancakes with melted gummy bear sauce?
But we had that for lunch today at school.
Okay, honey. How about a couple of bowls of mayonnaise ice cream?
Cool. All right. Yippee. Can I have the poison ivy flavored ice cream?
You sure can.
And dirt fudge.
Yep.
Oh Mom, food's the best.
Food really is the best. Final Corp. It'll be fine.
Cool. So we're waiting to hear back from Adam. Not sure if he's going to join or not. But I think this is a good time for me to maybe play some music here. I'm wondering if you can hear this. You hearing it?
Yeah. I heard it. That's cool. Is that Rebecca?
Yeah, that's Rebecca and I. I started that song a long time ago, and she put a little placement thing in it. But the other night, I got her to do the full sing out thing. So the ending has the whole like harmonies and all the stuff. And we wrote those lyrics together. Did you tell
Nice.
what the lyrics were?
No man is an island unto himself, unto themselves.
That was yeah, that's one of them.
That was all I could make out, really.
If you're seeking love outside yourself, you'll find nothing but an empty shell. No one is an island unto themselves. Let the love flow like nothing else.
Very positive.
Right? But there's also the don't if you're seeking love outside yourself, if you're trying to fill up from someone else, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Can't love anyone else unless you love yourself first.
Right? Some positivity shit, bro. It's the
Right.
podcast of empathy and imagination.
So yeah, no one. Adam didn't get back to us.
No, he didn't get back to us. I
Well,
needed the man to respond.
I'm down with either one. I mean, the Shasta one sounds cool because
That's probably my favorite.
there's more to see and experience. Just like sitting in the middle of the desert for 6 days.
Yeah,
There's
that
like-
sounds. The Sierra one sounds like we get do even like one of the nights you do like a hike out extreme spot or something. I don't know. I think the Sierra is kind of the one.
Yeah, the one with the view of Mount Shasta.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a bit of a drive. I mean, your flight's going to be about as long as the drive's going to be.
Yeah, was it like 6 hours?
A little less, I guess.
Huh.
We're gonna do. Well, it's actually no. It's 4 hours from Sacramento, and Sacramento from here is like 55 minutes.
Okay. That's not bad. It's a lot of traveling, but
It is a lot of traveling, but that's part of the magic of it. I still have nothing like. I haven't really searched or made a new post in a while. Maybe I'll do that, but like, there's no whimper of maybe we should swing by Black Rock Desert and kind of check the vibe. Not fully unpack, maybe
I think
but
if it's on the way,
it kind of is on. Yeah, it kind of is actually.
Maybe.
Or it's not. It's actually not that far from the Sierra place.
That could be like a day trip once we're set up at the Sierra.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if we'll have like internet in the Sierra place. I'm glad that, man, I think it'd be really sick to rent a trailer and tow it or buy one and like just bring it up there. Then everyone has a bed and you just fill the fridge up and it's like,
Well, it's like the money you would have spent on Burning Man.
and the money from the stimulus and from Vandra, right? That's
But convincing others to pitch in that same amount.
No way. No. I mean, yeah, we have a trailer buying budget right now.
Yeah.
We're looking for the right trailer for about $4,000, maybe a little more, But that's about how much a working one costs. That's like, not new.
Yeah.
It's not huge.
Huh. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I know. It would be really sweet.
20-footer.
Yeah, 20-footer, not too heavy, so it's not like a bummer to park it or that sucks going uphill, or it's just like not super huge. We get like anything like 30-footer. It's going to be a lot more work to tow around. 20-footer, put the awning out, bring a table outside, put the barbecue outside. You're only inside really to like shower, wash your hands, go to sleep. The rest of the time you're like outside.
Well, I'll reserve my flight ticket soon.
Yeah, you should reserve your flight ticket soon. And I think we should reserve the Sierra space kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I think that's decided.
Yeah.
I called it, what did I call it this morning? I was calling it like Burning Dudes or something like that.
Burning Gentlemen.
Yeah, the Burning Gents.
I like it.
Something like, yeah. There's like butterflies all over the place, and also regular flies, but pretty gorgeous scene out here right now.
Yeah, it's pretty good to hear too.
Cool.
So you can see on the window cam.
Yeah, I can see on the window cam. That's really awesome.
All right, man. Well, another successful podcast. Just try to avoid fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
I'm full of those lately, and I agree. I should try to let them down.
And don't pay attention to the news.
Yeah.
And just be safe.
I'll try those things.
All right. Let me know when you hear from Adam.
Okay,
I think we're all on board though for that site, right?
I think I'll text him that you and I are like that, and I'll talk to Evan when I get
Cool.
soon. It'll be great. I love that artwork we got going on there. That's great. Good job, man.
I like the little whiteboard. We finally have a whiteboard.
Yeah, congratulations on the whiteboard and the window cam and making this even cooler.
Hopefully it works. Likely, probably the audio will suck because that's always the way it goes. But it's a work in progress.
That's okay.
Try to get incremental improvements each week.
Yeah, I think I will need to invest in some kind of internet talking microphone.
Yeah. All right, man. Say hi to Evan for me. I'll see you next week.
It is.
Nice.
Septograph. All right. Peace and love.
All right.
Xenomet. Out.
Peace and love. Bye-bye.